Welcome to the Instagram stories for Wednesday, March 12th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. When you hear that little different intro music, that's an indicator that it is in fact Wednesday. And at the end of the episode, after all the social media news and updates, I'm going to talk about a completely different topic. It might not even be related to social media or technology at all. It could just be something that I feel like talking about. And you have the opportunity to choose whether or not you want to listen at the end of the episode. Before that though, we're going to hear some updates from the YouTube team on some new features, including updates to the Dream Screen, which is really cool. I think you're actually going to like this. I'm excited for it. Additionally, the head of Instagram is going to bust a myth about whether or not editing your videos in an app outside of Instagram makes any difference to how it performs in the algorithm. And lastly, TikTok's global head of trust and safety is going to be sharing some updates on new simple supervision tools that will be inside the TikTok app so that you can keep your teenagers safe while using it. All of that and more on today's episode, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Let's start with the most interesting news of the day, which comes from the YouTube team with some updates to Dream Screen. What is Dream Screen? Well, imagine a tool where you can just type in what you want in a video and AI will generate that for you in a 6-second clip. That is Dream Screen, and honestly, that is pretty dang cool. Here's Lauren from the YouTube Creator Insider team explaining.
What's up, Insiders? I'm Lauren, a program manager at YouTube and the producer of Creator Insider. We're back with another newsflash, so let's get into it. Last year at Made on YouTube, we shared updates to Dream Screen, our feature that lets you generate unique AI backgrounds for your shorts with just a text prompt. Dream Screen has just gotten another major upgrade with the integration of Google DeepMind's newest video generation model, Veo 2, making it more powerful and one of the earliest mobile-first models available on the market. This means you can now generate standalone 6-second video clips or stitch together multiple clips, as well as video backgrounds to complement your other assets and enhance your creative vision. These features are available in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, with plans to expand to more creators in the future. We'll leave more information, including how to access, in the description, but let us know if you have any questions.
I'm just going to pause the video for a second here to say that I will link to this video in the show notes so you can see what she's talking about for yourself firsthand. But where this is going is just mind-blowing, because when you're working on a video and you feel like a clip that you don't have is really what you need in that moment to make the video perfect, to be able to generate that using AI when you just need a very short clip and you don't want to pay, I think that is just a super exciting way to look at creating content. In the rest of the video, Lauren goes on to explain about how YouTube has been the victim of a phishing scam. Here's the clip.
Moving on, the team was made aware that phishers had created an AI-generated video of YouTube's CEO, Neil Mohan, announcing changes in monetization, and were sharing the video to creators via private sharing. We want to highlight this to clarify that YouTube and its employees will never attempt to contact you or share information through a private video. If a video is shared privately with you claiming to be from YouTube, the video is a phishing scam. Don't click these links, as the videos will likely lead to phishing sites that can install malware or steal your credentials. You can report the video by following the steps in the description. Many phishers actively target creators by trying to find ways to impersonate YouTube by exploiting in-platform features to link to malicious content. Please always be aware and make sure not to open untrusted links or files. Let us know if you have any questions. And that's it for this week. From the creators of YouTube to YouTube creators, we'll see you next week.
This is a good reminder to always check the messages that you get to ensure that they are legitimate before clicking on anything. I hate to say it, but the platforms are very unlikely to reach out to you directly. Let's move on to the TikTok news. We have a clip from TikTok's global head of outreach and partnerships, trust and safety, which has to be the longest title ever. His name is Valiant Richie, and this clip describes all the ways that TikTok is endeavoring to improve the way they keep kids safe on the platform, including giving them some gentle reminders if they've been on the platform too late at night.
In a device-filled world, finding the right balance for your teens can be challenging, which is why at TikTok we continue to develop tools that support parents in guiding their teens' digital well-being. I'm Val Richie, and I work with NGOs, academics, and experts to make sure that TikTok's approach to safety is comprehensive. And here are 3 updates. Family Pairing is our suite of parental controls. It offers a range of choices and settings for you to customize your teen's account. And ever since launching 5 years ago, we've continually added new features based on feedback from parents, teens, and experts. Let's start with Time Away, a new way for you to block your teens' access to TikTok during specific times of the day. You can customize this time throughout the week, so it's perfect for family time, weekends away, or homework hours. I know I'm going to use this with my own teen, making sure that he's not on TikTok when I want him to be focused on schoolwork. We're also improving family pairing by allowing you as a parent to see who your teen is following, who's following them, and who they've blocked. With better visibility into your teen's online network, you're better equipped to talk with them about their TikTok experience. And finally, we've introduced a new way to encourage teens to switch off at night. If a teen under 16 opens TikTok after 10 p.m. at night, their For You feed will be interrupted with our new Wind Down feature. This full screen takeover is on by default and includes calming music to help teens relax. Research shows that mindful meditation can help sleep quality. So in the coming weeks, we'll be testing meditation exercises in the Wind Down feature. Teen safety and well-being continues to be a big priority for us at TikTok, and we are really excited to see families start using these new features.
I want to say that wind down feature where they try to get teens under the age of 16 to stop using the app after 10 p.m. is hilarious and amazing to me. I personally try not to be on my phone past 10 p.m. I like to put it in my office, put it on the charger, and walk away and go read a book or something until I fall asleep. But there have been times where I stay up late and I'm scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and having a feature like that to slowly convince you that you should go to bed is hilarious to me. All right, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, the head of Instagram is going to debunk the myth that editing video in a different app and then posting it to Instagram hurts your reach. And I do Wednesday Waffle. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Have you ever been concerned that editing video in an app like CapCut or InShot or Adobe Premiere Pro or Adobe Rush and then posting it to Instagram will hurt your reach? You might think that it's better to actually do all the video editing inside the Instagram app. Interestingly, that does not matter. To prove it, here's the head of Instagram explaining more.
We do not penalize content for being created in other apps. There's a rumor that we do, that if you create content elsewhere and you post it on Instagram, that we downrank that content. I want to be clear, we want to build the best tools that we can for creators to make content using Instagram, but if you want to make content elsewhere, that is totally fine with us. We are not going to downrank that content. That said, I do want to also be clear that if you do post on Instagram and there is a watermarked logo in the reel or on the content, that will be ranked lower in feed. So if you want to maximize reach, make sure you avoid watermarked logos. More advice coming soon. Peace.
So feel free to use whatever video editing app you want to use. Personally, I've been using CapCut on the desktop. I use an older version of it that doesn't have so many limitations requiring you to pay, but you can use whatever video editing app you want and feel confident uploading it to Instagram. And next up, the head of Instagram answers the question, can we get a feature for collaborative reels that allows us to just have them on the Reels tab like when we post it? This question is worded a bit confusingly, but what the person is asking for is entirely possible. You can always hide posts from your grid so that others can't see them. Here's the head of Instagram explaining more.
So the question here is, when you do a collab post, can you have it show up only in your Reels grid and not on your main grid? And the answer is yes. If you're the initiator of the collaboration, you have an audience option when you're posting, and you can decide to have it just go to your Reels grid and not your main grid if you click on audience. And if you're the receiver of the collab, so you're accepting it, once it's on your profile, you can quickly go to your main grid and long press it and hide it from your main grid. On Android, you have to long press and then go to the ... So it's a little tricky, but you can definitely do it whether or not you're initiating or receiving the collab. Hopefully this helps.
I'm glad we're talking about this topic. You might remember that recently on the show, we talked about your profile page aesthetic. And as a reminder, no one cares about that as much as you do. However, if there are certain things that you don't feel they fit with your home page aesthetic and you want to hide them from your profile, by all means, you can certainly do that. And it's nice to have that option. That is it for the news portion of today's show. Stick around after the music and you can hear me do Wednesday Waffle, where I talk about another topic that I feel like discussing.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.
And now it's time for the Wednesday Waffle. A few weeks ago, I went to On Air Fest, which is a podcast event held in Brooklyn. And when I was there, they had a room for a new Shure microphone where you could test it out. I personally don't know a lot about microphones. I've only ever bought two in my lifetime, the one I'm using and the one that I used to use. But interestingly, when I tested the Shure microphone, not only was the audio quality great, but it had a new feature I've never seen in any microphones before. Here's the audio that I tested, and by contrast, before I play that audio, let me just say, hi, I'm Daniel Hill, and welcome to the Instagram Stories. Welcome to the Instagram Stories. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. I'm here at On Air Fest 2025, and I'm testing the Shure MV7i microphone. It's a smart microphone that has an interface built in so you can connect it to a second microphone, meaning you can do an interview with two people on one USB port. You don't need a mixer anymore. And I absolutely love this concept because if you're a person who wants to do in-person podcasts with friends or someone else who's knowledgeable, you don't need a lot of equipment. Okay, that's the whole clip that I recorded. I think this is a very cool concept. I love the fact that you don't need a mixer. And when I am at the point that I have someone who wants to do an in-person podcast, I'm very interested in purchasing that mic so that I could hook it to my Blue Yeti and that we could do that in-person interview without needing a mixer. Fantastic. Thanks so much for listening to me talk about another topic besides social media.